Welcome to the Weekly Social, folks. Everything Katy, Fulshear, Richmond, Texas. Today we have David Mitchell with CMG Mortgage. We also have the lovely Missy. Thanks for coming on today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Looks like Missy had a question for you.
No, sure. I didn't.
No, I pushed her in front of the bus.
Nope, I sure didn't.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Yeah. David's been with CMG Mortgage for quite some time. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're seeing out in the industry today?
I'll tell you what, I don't even know if it's the norm yet, but just this week, it's like we've been in this crazy environment to where for the first time in history, we've had high prices and high interest rates. And we've seen it suddenly start shifting towards more of a buyer's market that everything's been holding. And this past week, I have seen 2 houses go at really big discounts. And it's been a long time since we've been seeing that in this market. It's definitely becoming a buyer's market.
It is. Were those new builds or resales?
Well, they were both resales.
Okay.
One of them was up north of I-10, and it went for about $30,000 off. And then the other one went for about that amount off. That's down in Cinco Ranch.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of all over the place in this area.
Just out of curiosity, how many days on the market do you remember?
Okay, and this is what really blew my mind. One of them had only been on the market a couple of days. So I don't know if it was some kind of forced distressed issue on the seller side or whatever. The other house had been there for...
Could have been a family member. Could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been, but the other house had been sitting for a couple months.
Because the average days on market in Katy, we're seeing closer to 40 days, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not 2 days anymore, right?
No, it's not. It's not the multiple offers above list price. No.
Which we'll head right back into if they hit interest rates down real fast.
Yeah.
So,
well, if consumers think that they can't afford to buy a house today, they definitely can't afford to buy the house when the rates drop. That's the problem. And they can't see the forest from the trees on that. Because the last time the rates dropped and hit the floor, prices skyrocketed immediately.
Yeah. That was really frustrating on the mortgage end. In our office, we had about 120 pre-qualification letters out. Yeah. And when they had to bid $50,000 over just to win the bid on the house, sir, that is in cash, and most of them did not have it. So the people that have been saving their money and working so hard to get into a house basically just got priced out of the market. So we all know that rates need to come down, and we think they're going to, but I think we're in a golden opportunity to buy simply because right now you can get deals, but if they lower rates too quick and we get back into a bidding war environment, a lot of these people that have been waiting to buy are going to find themselves unable to buy.
Well, here's an idea. Rates were probably, around 3 or 4% at that time? We're hovering in the 6s now.
We're
So
talking
if I paid
around 2020.
50 grand over asking, how much interest would that buy me?
A lot.
So as far as buying points down,
oh sure.
I mean, pick something.
Yeah.
And then you got to try to catch up to it, owning the house, to get to the equity that you burned trying to achieve the house.
And we actually do something at CMG that helps people that get stuck in that quagmire about, should I pay the points? Because if the rates drop and I refinance, well, then I've lost all that money I paid in points.
Right. All businesses math.
Right, and we don't want to lose it on the servicing business on the side, so it's just good business. But if rates fall at least 35 basis points, basically a third of a point, while somebody's under contract, we'll float it down. We'll give them whatever the rate is when they close.
Oh, wow.
Subsequently, for the next...
Even if they're already locked.
Yes. We'll give them the free float down. But in addition to that, for up to
That's
5 years, is if the rates ever drop up to 35 basis points, we waive our fees and streamline refinance them. So if they're thinking, hey, I'm scared of the rate, so gosh, how many times have we heard?
Because a rate
right?
is expensive.
Well, yeah, and there's still going to be title on there and stuff, but I mean, it's going to be a minimal cost refi because we're going to waive all of our fees on it, and it's a streamlined deal, and then they're going to get the lower rate. And if they have to do that 10 times over the next 5 years, that's fine. But that is something that CMG offers. So it's like, hey, when they fall, we've got your back. Yeah. So go ahead and get in now while you can get the deal and not have to overpay for the house.
Well, and you're mitigating your cost on the refi because there is a lot of savvy buyers on the street today.
Sure.
And they are buying. Houses are going under contract daily. So people are sitting on the sidelines.
We're seeing a big uptick.
Yep. I don't advise to get in the game.
Yes. Yes. If you wait until what we know is coming happens, once again, you could get sidelined completely out of the market, or you look at it and you say, okay, so I take a rate that I think is a little high now, and I'm paying another couple $100 for a year or so, and then the rates drop. It's like, well, what's that as opposed to a difference in $70,000 that you pay for the house?
So $200 a month difference, it's $2,400 in a year.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get priced out by paying 50 grand over.
Yeah.
And that
That's
50 grand
now's the
over, yeah,
Now's the time.
the property's not gonna appraise, so that is
Yeah.
cash that they have to come up with at
Correct.
closing, right?
And
If
a
you
lot
didn't
of
have an
people don't
appraisal
have
waiver in the last go around,
Oh, yeah, there was a lot
there
of
was no reason to
cash.
even send your offer in.
Right.
Yes.
And if you were FHA or VA, I mean, and I do a lot for the vets,
Mhm.
and I love for first-time home buyers, but unfortunately, nobody would even, the sellers wouldn't look at those offers at that time.
And you know, they should. I don't know why they do. I mean, I've had a veteran
But you
pay
can't do the waivers.
$70,000 out of his pocket.
Well,
Had
sure.
100% financing, but had to pay $70,000 over to get the house. But they are allowed to pay over on VA. Just most people
Yes, you can.
don't. You can. Most people do
But
not.
it's the third-party finance addendum
Mm-hmm.
that's where they get the jitters as a seller, is reading that it has to hit that.
Have you ever had anybody do it FHA? Pay that much over?
70,000?
Or
Not that high.
not more than
but
4
I
or 5?
have 5 to 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Because typically when they're 3.5% down, they got limited funds under the capital.
I agree.
Now, however, if it's FHA with 10% down, that's a different client that I'm working with FHA. They typically have the capital and the funds. They're just working through some issues on the credit side.
Mm-hmm.
In 21, did you have very many transactions come through that were 50, 70 additional in cash on the VA and FHA?
That's when I had that one I was speaking about.
Yeah.
That was actually a loan in California.
Uh-huh.
And it was because when the interest rates came down, the prices went crazy.
Sure.
Because the market was just on fire because of the affordability factor. And regretfully, the way the lending works, they're going to loan, say it's a VA loan that's 100% financing, they're going to loan 100% of either the sales price or the appraised value, whichever is lower. And they were sending us comps saying that all these other houses have listed for, and it's like, well, that's not how guidelines work. It has to be what's closed in the last 6 months.
The sold.
And so
Yeah.
if they think the value is there, and in this case, the area was rapidly appreciating so fast, the value was there.
Yeah.
And the gentleman just decided to ante up and pay the extra.
Running the math, property values are going up on average about $7,000 a month. Because it went up like 30% or what. I mean, I saw gaps where it would go up that much. So 10 months, 70 grand.
Yeah.
12 months, you're talking 100 grand. But yeah, those $200,000 houses became $300,000 houses.
Right.
And we were having problems with appraisals. I'm not talking bad about appraisers, but they work in the rears. They were looking at past numbers, not the market that we were in that day.
Right.
So
Yeah, because I was going to say, just for clarification for those of us who don't study the market or do CMAs on a daily basis, market values are determined based on sold data. It's not based on what's currently on the market.
yes, that's the
And
rear
for
view
sale,
mirror.
right.
That was yesterday.
And
100%.
unfortunately, a lot of sellers, they come in going, but my neighbor has their home listed for this much and they have it listed for this much. But that's not what the market value is based on. It's based on what has sold, preferably in the last 6 months.
Correct.
In areas where you don't have that much sold data, there's not a high absorption rate. You may go back as far as maybe a year, but that's getting a little, our cycle or market cycles so quickly now, it's almost like a year ago is not even, it's a little tough to get an accurate picture.
Well,
6 months is
we look at data weekly. I mean,
Yeah.
what we looked at a month ago is not relevant to today's market. So if I had a conversation with you about the real estate market 30 plus days ago, we're already in a new era. It's time to revisit if we're going to be doing something soon.
It was an eye opener for me on the deals I looked at this week.
Yeah.
Just to see that the deals are there, because even as recently as 30, 60 days ago, I would be saying, well, can we get some more sellers concessions? Can I get some help with this? And the agent would be going, they're not coming off a penny.
Yeah.
And that's changing really quick.
Now there is some pockets out there where you are still seeing that, but not like it was.
Well, there's always going to be more or less desirable areas.
Exactly.
And price ranges. And
The key word was pocket, not whole
Yeah.
market.
Absolutely.
So just out of curiosity, Richard and I were talking about, a lot of people have heard the whole 20% down to purchase.
Mhm.
Are there alternatives available right now where you don't have to do the 20% down for maybe first-time home buyers, people who are looking?
Oh, sure. And I learned this some previous licenses in a previous career in financial planning, and I love the expression, there's no such thing as bad financial product. There is bad choice of financial product.
Gotcha.
And that's why it's so important to just get people in, and it's like going to the doctor. We got to diagnose where you're at first, but find out what product fits them best. Because if someone needs like a super high debt to income ratio, or their credit is a little bit dinged, or they're first time home buyers, a lot of times that's really an FHA product is the best thing for those people. If you can put 20% down, that's great. But then also when you do the FHA, unless you put down at least 10%, you've got that mortgage insurance for life unless you sell or refinance.
Yeah.
And then on, on conventional, you have cheaper private mortgage. The worse the credit, the higher it gets, but you don't want to pay insurance for somebody else. And then of course you've got USDA, you've got 3.5% down on FHA, 5% conventional. This is just standard stuff. And then 100% on VA, which if they qualify for VA, there's really just nothing that touches it.
I truly did a VA deal where when it was all said and done, this is going back a few years. We were in a different market. $75 what he came out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That
wow.
was it.
The
Oh my
closest,
goodness.
we try to take fees. We try to get everything as accurate as we can and then advise the agent exactly what we're going to need. Because we don't need to ask for 4% to close the loan if it's only going to take 2.5%. Why not just take it off the price of the house? Don't leave money on the table. But we try to get as close. And typically, there's so many moving pieces and quotes to get in. We're within a couple $100, but I think the closest I ever got on VA was somebody bought $4.11 to the closing table.
Oh my
Nobody
goodness.
cried about that one.
Oh my God.
Well, we got seller concessions and grant money, down payment assistance.
Yes.
And he got the VA deal. When it was all said and done, it was $75.
Mm-hmm.
So veterans out there, if you're listening or if you know a veteran, have them call us. There's opportunities to be had that's unbeknownst to you that we can help guide and maneuver you through to take advantage of homeownership.
100%. If I can just throw something in there, I used to be involved with the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals in Houston. And I can't remember if it was 2016 or 2017 that we went on a lobbying run to Washington, D.C. But one of the things that we asked for was to have Give Veterans a Choice passed. And it did. So now when you ask someone if they've served or not, you have to show them this is your VA option and this is your conventional FHA, whatever. You have to show them what they're potentially walking away from because so many people did not know how to work the VA loan or would try to push them into a
They've gotten a
different
lot
thing.
That
easier to
is so
work with.
helpful.
65% of our veterans were being steered into less preferable loan products
Wow.
until that happened. And most of them do not realize just how powerful that benefit is. Because when you take the mortgage insurance out of it and you take the lower rate into
preferred
consideration,
rates.
you're paying hundreds and hundreds a month
Monthly.
less. Your buying power is so much greater. It's a fantastic
Well, and
benefit.
then if you have disability on it, if you're 100% disabled veteran,
Mhm.
there's no property tax.
It against the Constitution in the state of Texas. So it's a lot of money.
We need to go to the VFW hall and just set up like a seminar or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
veterans.
we've done it. We've it is a fantastic benefit.
No, that's a great idea.
Mhm.
So anybody with VFW friends out there, send us a DM. We'd love to connect.
Very
Absolutely.
good. Very good.
Well, on to the next topic. How long have you been in Katy for?
Gosh, well, I've been in Houston since I think the end of 2021. We bought out here in West Katy in 2014, right at the top of the market.
Okay.
But
Good timing.
Yeah, and well,
But you chose to buy.
Well, I chose to buy. It's the best thing I ever did. I got a fantastic interest rate, so I'm not going anywhere. And one of the reasons that there's an inventory shortage on existing homes because
We're still working through that.
yeah, 70 to 80% of the people who have a mortgage have a rate under 4, so they're not selling.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought right at the top of the market. But the funny story I tell is this. I think, man, if I'd have bought that house 6 months sooner, I probably could have saved 40 grand on it. But by the same token, selling at the top of the market to move into it, I made about another 40 grand off the one I was coming at.
It was a
Yeah.
Top of the market, bottom of the market,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's a wash. If you need to move, you move.
Right. Yeah, don't time the market. Spend your time in the market.
Yes.
Well, that's actually something that Richard and I are working on this weekend as well. We've talked about running some CMAs and looking at homes that closed in 2021. And we're thinking, just based on having gone out into the community and spoken with some of the buyers who purchased, homeowners, now they're homeowners,
Yeah.
but they were buyers at the time who were in the market with very low interest rates, but they were the ones throwing in that extra cash above the appraised value in order to get that home. They're thinking they just don't have equity in the home because it's not going to appraise for what they paid. But we've been running CMAs where it's actually showing the homes are appraising. You got equity.
Yeah, but it's like they've had this low rate. They've
know.
saved 25, 30, 40, who knows,
Yeah.
thousand in interest rates over the last 10 years. And even if they bid it up and paid another $30,000 or $40,000 over just to win the bid, if it's gone up $150,000, I'm going to argue they're still winning.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All day.
Let's take another home.
Yeah.
I agree. So we're gonna let people know just how good they are.
Yes.
Well, didn't you go up to Hill Country last week and do some volunteer work?
I did.
Ah.
I was
After the floods.
privileged enough to go up there and spend a day working with my church,
Oh.
doing some shovel work.
How was that? I don't think I caught up with you after that.
Changed me forever.
Did
I
it?
mean, what happened to talk to a person whose sister was walked away, who's operated a camp down there. He says he's my age, and he's lived in the same house since he was born, run a camp for boys there. And luckily they were not in session when it hit, but the sister camp to that is Heart of the Hills. And his sister ran that camp. She was pastorally. Luckily they were not in session at the time either. But to drive through the federal disaster area and see the power of what that water did to structures, to cars, to the debris, and the amount of
26 feet in like 45 minutes.
I read something the other day that was more in line with what I saw. People were saying in some areas 50 and 60, because when we were there, we would see the tree lines and the bark stripped off the tree, and I'm like going, that looks way higher than 30 feet to me. The damage was just unimaginable.
Wow.
That there have been so many thousands of volunteers. The response to it on a local, state, and federal level has been overwhelming. And there's still, we went through with another organization, Convoy of Hope was down there. They have all the tools, they pass it out, just line you up on what needs to be done. There was a lot of organizations like that. The Cajun Navy, oh my gosh, we love them in Houston. Those
We
guys
remember
have
them
had
from, Hurricane
are
Harvey was
hurricane.
when we first heard about
man,
that.
but these wonderful people
Yeah.
that just come out and just work. And
They
the
just
amount of-
volunteer. They show up with their trucks,
Yeah.
boats, and they
Yeah.
do anything and everything that needs to be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So God bless you. Thank you.
It's well, like I said, I was able to give a day. I know guys that are out there still.
Yeah.
So
Um,
big need.
what do you think is the biggest need that they still need met out there?
I think just getting it cleaned up.
That's a task all unto itself.
Well, I mean, when you go out there, the stuff that can be done with equipment, there's piles everywhere.
But then you got to remove it.
But then you got to remove it. And then when I look at the river, I say, well, are they just going to leave this to nature? Or are they going to somehow clean this out of the riverbeds? I don't know. But when you say, okay, well, here's the water line, and here's this cute little Guadalupe babbling brook, like it real pretty, like it used to be. But if it was this high here, it was all the way out to here, and start putting it together in your head, it was just an instant wall of water, and it has just torn up structures all up and down. A lot of these camps are going to need to be rebuilt, but the areas that were hardest hit were mostly vacation homes and
Secondary
camps
homes.
and things like that. As far as primary residences, I mean, sure, there are losses. There's a lot of losses, but it's nothing like you would expect as if it had hit like, a population area like a city.
And the unfortunate thing, though, was that it was during a holiday weekend, so a lot of those second homes and campsites were occupied. But
Yes.
fortunately, it was not a place, like you said, where it's typically a primary residence for people
Right.
acting tight. Yeah.
Right. It's the stories were just crazy. One of my friends that I've known a long time ago, his daughter was a counselor at Mystic that got everybody out. So there's a lot of trauma to work through and a lot of healing that needs to be done there.
Yeah.
You hear some amazing stories that have also come out of the tragedy.
Mhm.
Yeah, some amazing stories.
The Boy Scouts that shoved all the kids up into the roof and saved every one of them. There's been a lot of heroic acts.
Retired police officer who was serving as a security guard
Yeah.
at Camp Missy had gone into one of the cabins.
Did the same thing.
Mhm.
And I think he did it anonymously. They had to
Yeah,
track
they
him down to
searched. They
figure
were
out
searching
who
for
he
him.
was.
Who he
They
was.
were
Yeah.
searching for him on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Michael Berry was reaching out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's lots of good people out there. A lot, even though it was horrific, there was a lot of heroic good deeds done throughout that as well.
Yes, and continue to be. Even the gentleman that was running the Camp Stewart that we were at said he didn't even know who all the people were that initially came out and started clearing up. And then, people were dropping off like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment and just saying, just use it. I'll come back and get it next month. Or staying there doing it themselves. The outpouring has been. I'm proud to be a Texan.
Yeah, me too.
Big time.
So, are you from Texas originally?
I'm not. I'm one of those Tennesseans that got here as fast as I could. So I was
month.
Yeah. Well, it's like you go to the Alamo and there's the flags of all the countries, and there's all these Tennessee flags.
Yeah.
So, but I wasn't one of those guys. I'm not that old. But yeah, I got here. I got to Texas in '87. Did about 10 years in Dallas. I'm really old, by the way.
So you came during the bust. After the oil bust.
I kind of did.
Or after the oil boom. That was
Yeah.
late 80s was
That's like
mid-
86, 87 when
Yeah.
all that popped off. Yeah.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah, so I came in then and have been there, have been in Austin, and I've been here since, 2021 or 2022, can't hardly remember.
Okay.
But have been in Houston. Been in Houston for a long time.
Oh, wow. And so how long have you been in London?
A couple years in the late 90s and pretty much since about 2001 when I got here.
So just a
So,
minute.
well, I was out for a couple of years right after 2007. I made the mistake to try to go to be a stockbroker at that time, which was about as wise of a decision at that point in the economy as to be a stockbroker in 1929.
Yeah.
So, as the mortgage recovered, I kind of went back into what I knew.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, but I've been doing home loans for a long time.
So over 25 years, it sounds like.
Right at it. I'd have to do the math.
Yeah.
That was a quick lesson
Yeah.
in the stock market world.
Yes, it really was. But I've been in this local market for a long time. At one time was licensed in 7 states. Decided I never wanted to work California and Florida at the same time because that's a very long day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because of the time
just
difference, the
Texas,
time
yeah.
zones?
And I might
Yeah.
pick up Florida again or something, but just basically Texas and local markets where I serve.
There's so much business out here.
There is.
There is, yeah.
There is.
Well, when we read the gloom and doom in the paper all the day, the economy this, and you're like going, not in Houston. I mean,
No. Go to a restaurant at 5 o'clock at night. It's full.
it's full.
Mhm.
It's full.
Go to the
People are
grocery
buying
store.
houses.
It's full.
Yeah, car dealerships selling cars, and it seems like every time there's a hit to the national economy, it's like it just doesn't apply to Texas.
Yeah, we're in a bubble.
We are.
The other day we were at Costco. What time of day was it?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Weekday.
I don't. Yeah,
Weekday?
it was a weekday.
It was early.
Yeah.
It was full of people.
You
I
can't
think
get
it was like
in
2
and
o'clock
out
in
of
the
that.
afternoon.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
We were
Yeah.
trying to time it so that we would not get angry while we were there. What is the least angry hour to shop at Costco?
It's
Drop
a
it in the comments.
madhouse.
Yes.
It is a
It
madhouse.
is, yeah.
When they finally got self-checkout and Apple Pay,
Yeah.
it was a good thing for my world. Because when I go in there, I'm like grabbing 5 or 6 things, and you have the people with 6 push carts stocking the restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, so Apple Pay, good thing.
But don't they have business hours where they're open to business owners before the general public?
I know Sam's Club does that.
They may. They might
Sam's
in the
Club.
morning. That sounds.
Costco,
I might
I'm
do
not
that.
sure if Costco does, but Sam's Club does normally open to business hours for business owners, I think from 7 to
Mhm.
9, and then to the public from 9 until whenever.
But No, I mean Costco is great. Lots of value, but you do have to buy in bulk there.
Oh, and out by Texas Heritage Parkway, they're going to be putting a Sam's out
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
there.
they
Yeah,
are.
the Sam's is coming. The Costco is coming. The new
There's an
Super
H-E-B.
HEB
Yeah, a huge one.
opening in October.
Yes.
2.1 miles from my house. Can't wait for that one.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Keep me from going all the way down 1463.
That's the one I shot
But
at.
yeah, but it's like you look at these plans and you look at these great areas like La Centera where they got these great hangout areas, restaurants,
Mhm.
and they're just dropping these through there. And then when you go out to Texas Heritage Parkway and look west, they're building houses to the horizon.
It's crazy.
The amount of new construction is insane. So, like I said, I
If
mean,
they're
all this
not
gloom and
turning
doom
there,
news, that's not here.
It's on the plat to be turned.
Mhm.
Literally.
We were driving out in the 449 zip code the other day. I think it was maybe for a listen. No, it was for an open house, I think.
Mhm.
Maybe? I don't remember.
Mhm.
We were out there for whatever reason, but we were just driving it. It's all this new construction, but it is the $120 to $130 a square foot new construction. But it's flatlands, yeah,
Mhm.
and just homes.
Oh, it used to be rice fields.
Yeah. It's Google Earth, you can do satellite images.
Mhm.
And it's really fun to focus the satellite on some of these areas where you're seeing the construction occurring and the developments occur. And then right behind it, you still have undeveloped fields. But you can see where they're going to start filling in. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a quilt. You know what I mean?
The patchwork.
Yeah.
Here's one, and you can just see how they're expanding.
And
everywhere.
obviously, wherever you drop an HEB, wherever you drop a Costco or a Sam's,
Mhm.
they've done all
Feasibility
of the
reports.
yeah, they've done all of those feasibility reports. So we can surmise based on where they're dropping their next
Mhm.
locations, where the people are going to start moving in.
Sure.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and building schools. I
Mhm.
mean, look at all the schools that are coming into play.
Yeah.
It takes 2 years to build a high school today.
It's a lot. And because of, they're going to start having eventually to redistrict things as well.
Mhm.
So to move the kids around. And I mean, when my kid was out there at Firethorn, he started off at Woolman. And I think they had 10 or 12 portable buildings out there waiting for, I think it's Bryant to be built.
Oh,
And then all the
wow.
buildings went away and several hundred, they were so overcrowded.
Yeah.
But it's that plays out and moving those school trailers again.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
as they're moving further out.
Yeah.
So, and Lamar school system.
Well, Lamar
is
consolidated. I mean,
Huge.
it's exploding.
It's crazy. And yet, this is kind of weird. It was just an observation that I made. Everybody so wanted to be in Katy ISD that when we bought out there 10 years ago, same development, 1463 splits it, same floor plans, always the same, right? But you would have to pay a lot more to be just across 1463 in Katy.
KDIS.
Well, as Lamar has taken off and all those schools are new and good and all the money is flowing out there, there's no price difference on which side
It's
of the
caught
road.
up, yeah.
It's caught up. And it used to be, it's like, well, I don't want to be in that school system. It's like, no, schools are great. And you're continuing to build and go out there.
I actually had some clients that they didn't want to have their kid in Katy ISD. Not that it's a bad ISD,
Yeah.
but it was the competition. You have to be a genius to be in the top 10%, literally.
It comes down to college.
So they
Yes.
would rather go to Lamar Consolidated and they had a better shot of being in the top 10%.
100%.
Parents know their kids.
Yes.
But if you throw them in seven
Juniors in no danger in Katy.
Yeah.
My kid does not do well under pressure and competition. Let's just move further
Yeah.
west.
Yeah. And you better be really smart if they're in Seven Lakes.
Oh,
my
or Tompkins.
goodness.
Tompkins, yeah.
That's the two high schools that I hear the most, Seven Lakes and Tompkins. And Cinco's great, Katy's great. I mean, there's a ton
Yes.
of great schools. But you know what's odd? Jordan's the newest one on the south side. Jordan High School?
Mhm.
South of
I
I-10.
never hear of it.
I haven't
And that's
heard
in the
that
middle
much
of-
about
And
it.
that's in the whole Cross Creek Ranch. And that's the newest one.
Cross Creek is another one of those areas that has just blown my mind. And now going further out
Cross
1093.
Creek West now.
Well,
Yes.
Fulshear is one of the
Fulshear's.
fastest growing communities in the U.S. So,
Explosive.
Yeah, it's
and,
all
and it's not
construction.
inexpensive out there.
No.
No.
Yeah, I just wonder where all the cars are going to go.
Well, they're extending West Park Tollway.
Mm-hmm.
As we speak, they're putting in overpasses, bridges, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all have heard anything about this. I have not, obsessively researched it. And I'm going, where was that? So I need to text him and find out where he found that operation. But finally, the state has had enough of the contracting company that's had that so torn up for so long. The construction is going to be with us for all the time as we grow.
But we were speculating that the reason they tore it up in the fashion that they did is because basically you're committed to them as a contractor.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the old contractor trick. Show up to the house, tear everything apart, and then disappear for a couple weeks and act like you're doing them a favor when you get back.
There you go.
I've
But if you
experienced
do it-
that personally. Now, there is contractors that don't do that, but
Yeah.
100% what this one did. They tore it up from I-10 down to 1093 and left it, and then just started.
and you drive down the road and you see 3 people working on it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is
When
10
did you
miles
see
away.
3 guys? That's pretty
I have more agents than what, I mean, and I'm just a small little old company, you know. And you got the bid to rebuild this with 3 people? Seriously?
Yeah. I think there's just so much.
And one of them might have been the state official checking to see, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There might even been the state guys going, do we have anybody here? I don't know.
Man. Yeah, my son joked about that. We're in the car. He said, lucky me, I get to learn to drive on 1463 and I-10. He said, you're going to be a good driver.
99. It's like half open, and you're like, why are the barrels still here? Why aren't we using these other lanes on roads that are open or that's complete? I don't understand it.
Well, when I was in wholesale lending, I went up, there's some office buildings right there along Willcrest, and had a client that was, 8, 10 floors up. And I remember when they were widening I-10, which is now supposedly like the widest road in the world.
26 lanes across in some spots.
On the widest area.
And you would look out the window and you would just see this sea of brand new white concrete, and everything would be throttled down to 2 lanes. And you just look at it and go, I don't understand what they're doing. Why don't they just go ahead and open this up? But I lived right off of I-10 when they were doing that. And people would ask me how to get to my house. And I would say, I don't know. But if you go to Fry and make a U-turn, you'll be okay. But they move the exit every night.
Oh, wow.
That was just my standard line. How do you get to your house? I don't know. But if you make a U-turn all the way down there and just keep coming, you'll be okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I-10 got done just in time to be just completely packed with traffic.
Should be redone again.
Yeah.
I think the only thing they can do now is build the 2nd story.
And I don't know how you do that, but even on 1093, a West Park Tollway coming in, once you go a certain amount, you can't get off that thing. And if somebody has a wreck, it clogs.
You're committed. So
I'm glad that COVID taught us we could work from home, and that more and more people are, and maybe that alleviates some pressure.
1093 should have been 2 lanes on each side to begin with. It should have been a minimum of 3.
Minimum.
Because if you look at a lot of the frontage roads that's alongside it, there's lots of areas where it is 3 lanes across. Maybe the frontage road's 3 lanes across. Why wasn't the main one?
Why do they do that?
Exactly. It makes 0 sense.
Yeah. And we may end up eventually being like Austin, where we're doing the double-decker streets.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I do like seeing putting the turn size in, and the way they're laying out these new neighborhoods. They're doing such a better job of keeping traffic
Master
moving.
planning.
How do you like the
Master
roundabouts?
planning. When I first saw them,
Circle of death.
I joked with
I
my
love
wife.
them.
I said, I want to open a body shop right there.
Oh, yeah.
We're on a record service.
A record
Just make
service.
sure you have some very sturdy bars, just in case you have some projectiles.
Well, here's my viewpoint on it. And I always say my opinion is $6 gets you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. But it's like we get used to them and they go.
Yeah.
But dropping one right in front of Buc-ee's, which is probably getting 10,000 cars a day coming off of I-10, and people are going, I've never seen this before.
Yes.
You take your life in your hands going around that one, because all those people
Oh,
don't
especially
know
if they
how to
got
do it.
a travel trailer or something. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
whole new ball.
And
I'm
Daddy's
staying in my lane, but my trailer's covering the next two.
Daddy's
Exactly.
not asking for directions.
Yeah.
Daddy's going to take us wherever Daddy wants to
That's right.
Be careful on the buckies.
go.
No, you're right. They shouldn't have dropped that. There.
Yeah.
Oof.
I avoid that one. But
Yeah,
the
you're
one
right,
in
they're
the
not
neighborhoods,
local.
No.
they're working really well. Really well as far as moving the
If
traffic.
people understand them,
Mhm.
you can't be in the inside left lane and turn right.
Yeah.
Because that
saying.
car next to you will not like it.
And the first couple of times I went through it, I was kind of like, okay, just stay in this one lane, don't hit anybody. But it's really simple. It's like you're coming in and you can either go this way, or that way. And there's 3 lanes. It's like, am I going to go that way? I'm going to stay in the middle if I'm going straight, or I'm going to hug this right one if I'm taking the first right. It's just being in the correct lane to start off. It's the
Yes.
people that switch lanes
In the middle.
last minute or in the middle that cause the fender benders.
Yes.
And the thing is if you exit out the wrong lane, you'll be fine. Just make a U-turn, come on back.
Yeah, that's right.
The whole world's not going to stop
The
spinning.
last thing you want to do is correct yourself
Yeah.
in the
Just
middle of the
keep going,
road.
be
Just
safe, turn around.
do whatever the lane you're committed to is telling you to do.
Yes. And the people that crack me up is that when you're in it, you have the right of way. You're supposed to yield going in, not yield inside it.
Right.
That's
Or
true.
people are slowing down to let other people
That's
in
true.
Yeah.
that are speeding up. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you guys have it backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you're in, you've committed. Don't slow down.
Yeah, you're committed.
Go where you need to go.
Get in, get out. So, well, I want to say thanks to everybody for supporting our channel.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me out.
David, thank
I
you
appreciate
so
it.
much for
Thank you.
coming out.
Absolutely.
We enjoyed having
If they
you.
want to reach out and have any questions financially, what is the best way for everybody to connect with you, sir?
Cell phone 281-900-9859. I pretty much sleep with it. If you have any questions at all, I like to tell people the best time to buy a house is if you don't have a primary residence roof over your head is right now. And if you're thinking I might want to do this in 4 months or 6 months or whatever, you never know what might be on your credit report, right or wrong, or where you need to have your assets. It takes 5 minutes to do an application, and we can coach you and make sure we've got everything set up to where you can close fast and smooth when Redline Realty helps you find the house of your dreams.
Aw.
Awesome.
And we also know with David that he will help you, even if there's something wrong and you can't get a pre-approval that day or the next day. He will put you in touch with the right people to get you on the right track to homeownership if
Yeah.
that's something that you truly want. Yeah.
Assets and credit reports, and I tell people all the time, don't be discouraged.
Right.
They threatened me with being on my permanent record in grade school. There's no such thing, and it's definitely not your credit report. Well, there is such thing. If you do something bad enough, there is a permanent record, but it's not credit. It's a snapshot in time,
Yeah.
and it's repairable. So people out there that are discouraged, I would say just give me a call. Let's take a look and see what you got, because you might be really surprised what can be done to get you in a house.
I've had people that thought that and they had a 0 credit score because everything fell off.
Correct.
And we were just tickled because there are a lot of scams out there as far as credit repair. And you were talking about just a few weeks ago that you were so thrilled that you found somebody that you felt like you could trust and was reliable.
The best person I
Yeah.
ever met retired 6 years ago, and most of them do just take your money, and I know how they work, and I
Yeah.
found
That's
someone
sad.
that's really reputable that I'm working with now, that will coach people through the process and tell them what they need to do to get in a position to buy.
And it took you 6 years to find them. So it's not just
I
like,
had gotten to where I was scared to refer
Sure,
anyone in the
yeah.
credit repair industry anymore.
so before you reach out to a credit repair company, if you are considering buying a home, reach out to Dave and he will help you and get you in touch with the right people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. You got it, Missy.
Yes.
You're the best.
Thanks, guys. Hope that went well.
Yeah.
Yeah.